pussy nigga. Pull up, crash, shout about your babe. Why you pussy? Little bitch come down, battle with my Drake. You been fucked your bag up when you punch real face. Talking about fashion week, you sparing who? Come punch me in my face. It ain't a fade. You know you lost the frame. Niggas ran in your house, your aunt cause she ain't paid. This bullet got your name. Don't ever bring up pussy.
You know, half of y'all niggas some hoes out here. I'm talking about like, these niggas believe you want some money type shit. Bitch.
What it do, YouTube? It's Coffee. Tapping back in, man, and Quavo claps back after the other day Chris Brown dropped his diss in their long-standing feud. These dudes been had issues talking about, you know, they piped each other's broads and all that, man. That was reportedly what this, you know, the tension was always over. And we heard Breezy in his diss, which I thought went pretty hard, man. Comment out of the tracks what you think is the dopest, you know. But Breezy said on that track, you know, you saying you smashed my ex. Well, I smashed your girl while you were with her. But on this joint, which Quavo clapped back with, which features a Takeoff verse, R.I.P. Takeoff, and you heard him like, how dare you mention Take, period, as Chris got real grimy on diss he put out, was saying, you know, I'm paraphrasing, but when Takeoff passed, everyone was wishing it was you. And he's just like, how dare you even bring that up? But aside from that, right off with the title, you see he titled it Over Hoes and Bitches or something like that. And it's just basically saying, Breezy, you're a hoe. You know, you're sweating girls. You'll beef over a female, you know, which has been a long-standing thing with Chris Brown. If you remember way back when him and Game got to beefing, it was over Game liking Karuchi's pictures on the gram. Like, it was crazy, man. And, you know, for the longest time in the history of mankind, human beings, even dating back to wars and all kinds of ish, a lot of individuals have killed each other over women. Like, motherfuckers have gone to war over women. And in a lot of situations, is women who are playing both sides of the fence, man. And that's kind of the theme of this track in a way. Is like, yo, you're just an over emotional dude who wants to beef over females, talking all that ish. Why don't you punch me in the face? And he points out to Chris Brown's past domestic ish with Rihanna. As you heard him saying, you know, you fucked up, you killed your brand, your name, when you put pause on Rihanna. Now, obviously, we know Chris Brown's career and image did take a hit when that happened, but it ain't like he fell all the way off. But, you know, it was a PR nightmare for the artist's whole team trying to put that behind him. And, you know, they ended up getting back together and collabing, Chris Brown and Rihanna. I think it was called Birthday Cake or some ish like that. I feel like I gotta say pause just saying that, Birthday Cake. I don't know. But something else that he delved into on this track, and you guys heard me a moment ago mention Chris Brown when he was beefing with the Game, and that spun out into a beef between Game and Wackstar, who, you know, is a dude that used to be a part of the Game's whole Black Wall Street team. I still can't believe all these years later the way the Game let Black Wall Street just fall apart and never did anything with any of the artists that were in that camp, man, other than put them on mixtapes. Never got them on albums, tried to get them a situation or nothing like that. Wackstar isn't an artist, but we seen him around the Game a lot. And when they got to beefing, as you see the old IG posts and everything, the Game said, yo, I'm gonna beat you up, this, that, and the third. The only reason you were ever fucking with Chris Brown like that, had him around you, put you in position to make money and eat off him, was because I brought him around. I'm the one that put you in that position. And it's kind of wild too, because when Big Face Hunted in the Game were beefing, Big Face was pointing out how he was trying to set up some moves and plays with Chris Brown, and that the Game ished on that and, you know, made that not happen by running interference, like hating on his brother, like, yo, stop all that. But then later, Breezy got down with Wackstar. And, something we talked about in my previous video and people were commenting over the years and always saying is like, when did Chris Brown become this super Piru, the super gang? I go hard in the paint and all that, red rags everywhere type of individual. Y'all remember that he went all the way to like Hawaii on vacation and was tagging up a wall in the tourist section with Piru. And it was just kind of bizarre. Like, where did this West Virginia native R&B singing dude all of a sudden become so gang? And it's like when you look at the way it all went from him flucking with the game, saying, yo, don't fuck with my brother Big Face. But then Breezy later on getting down with Wackstar and Fruit Town Piru and all that, and collabing with Compton Menace, which you see the clips in this video. The whole world, everyone sit back and watch and was always like, yo, Chris Brown just wanted to be a gang member so bad. It's a conversation that comes up all the time as gang culture and everything has become so popular and such a trend in the blogosphere era that we're living in. Many people all looked at this and said, man, Chris Brown is corny for that. This man is like friendly extortion. He wanted to be a Piru so bad. And that's where Wackstar came into play. As if you guys recall, Soulja Boy, another dude who was running around with the fruits, and some people would say he was down with the hood. Some would say he wasn't, but we all knew what it really was. He wanted to pay to play. He wanted to be able to throw up those signs and claim a gang and everything like that. And I'm sure y'all all remember that viral footage where the phone fell, right? And Soulja Boy was talking about who said Big Soulja, Big Drake away from the hood and all that, and was ready to scrap with someone from that section when he was walking through Compton or Bompton, as Breezy and Soulja Boy would call it. Wackstar was the one that picked up the phone and cut off the live with that ish-eating grin on his face. And it's kind of funny just looking at all this in perspective. Like, Soulja Boy and Chris Brown were beefing, going at it with each other. There was supposed to be that boxing match that never happened, but it's just funny to see that, these two dudes who were more like pop artists, which there ain't nothing wrong with that, from Soulja Boy being the first big internet rapper to learn how to use YouTube and back then MySpace to his benefit and go viral, and Chris Brown, R&B singer that came in the game blazing. Like, both pop type artists, they wanted to be gang so bad, and Wackstar had them both claiming the hood, and I'm sure it was heavily in both their pockets. Like, we could all see what it was, friendly extortion. And everyone remembers what happened when Chris Brown's auntie got tied up, and there was that news footage. He was dipping out in a Porsche or a Ferrari or whatever it is. I don't know that anything was ever revealed officially in the investigation, but a lot of people looked at this like, yo, something funny went down with the gang shit. Like, why? It's not every day individuals get kidnapped. I don't want to say kidnapped, but kind of like kidnapped and tied up. And, at the same time, when you're running with this street gang, when you got no business doing it and you're involved in friendly extortion, a lot of people saw it as someone from the hood had something to do with it, whether it was the individuals that were letting them claim and, reaping benefits. Like Compton Menace got this feature from them and all these dudes. Like, was it them or... And y'all, this is all allegedly, so don't act like I'm flat out saying this is facts, but cats were like, was it them or was it someone else that was from the hood that wasn't respecting it? That was like, hell, if other individuals are eating off Breezy, I need to get some money too. Like, what type of fluck-ish is this when we got these pop stars claiming the turf and we all ain't eating? You know what I mean? That was something that we saw go on all the time back then, where some cats would be like, yo, he's good around here. And then there were some other dudes that spoke up and was like, nah, man, that's just some bullshit. He ain't really from the hood like that. Again, this is all allegedly, you know what I'm saying? But the game, you see what he said to Wackstar when they were going at it. when he was liking Karuchi's pictures and him and Chris Breezy fell out. He said, why don't you tell Chris Brown the real reason his auntie was tied up? And on this diss that Quavo clapped back with, there's something along the lines you heard. This is just a clip of the track. I'll pin the link. Go check it out in full and let me know what you think and all that. But he says, yo, you got your aunt tied up because you didn't pay. You know, it's like, damn, man. I thought the Chris Brown diss track went hard, but Quavo wasn't playing neither. He brought back a lot of history with Chris Brown and just with this whole gang ish. You know what I'm saying? He basically was like, yo, you beat up Rihanna, you get emotional over every girl you're with, and your auntie got tied up because you was getting extorted. You're goofy. And that it just hits hard on so many levels in their personal beef, but also with where, like, for instance, No Jumper being all this gang content, all this gang politics going on right on the platform and podcasts. You can see that this is all a result of all this stuff becoming an internet trend. And Chris Brown, Soulja Boy, these dudes claiming this Compton gang is, you know, kind of the first step in a chain reaction of events that have led to becoming this weird era that we're in, where the lines between the streets, the internet, music, it's all blurred together. It's kind of crazy, man. So it really makes the diss go hard. And, you know, that's hitting Breezy hard. You see, he reacted trying to laugh it off like this don't even need a response. But I thought that ish hit on many levels. So jump in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about all this. Again, the link's pinned to the track. And I look forward to talking to y'all in the comments. As always, if you're new, don't forget to sub up. We talk music, news, sports, current events, life, and much more over here. And it's all about hearing from y'all, the people.